Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Dies, and today we've got another episode of Theory Thursday. Alright guys, so today we're going to be delving into an important topic, and it's an overall topic of how to adjust your pocket. So I think it's very important that all players, even if you don't know how to string a pocket, that you should know how to adjust the pocket. So if someone else strung it, something's going wrong, you should still know how to adjust it to make it work the way you want it. So today, and we'll cover more topics in the future, but today we're going to talk about adjusting whip. So whip is essentially how high or low your stick is going to throw. So if the same person throws straight overhand with a low whip stick, it's going to go a little high. Same overhand motion with a higher whip stick, it's going to go lower. So essentially, I'm going to tell you what to do if your stick is whipping too much, if your stick is whipping too little, and how to adjust that. So whip is probably the most common problem that needs adjusted, so I think this one will be really helpful for you guys. So the first thing you can adjust to adjust whip is pocket depth. As a general rule, a shallower pocket is going to have less whip, and a deeper pocket is going to have more whip. This is because it makes the pocket deeper, and therefore the incline for the ball to get out gets steeper. If you have a more shallow pocket, it's going to have a very smooth release and come out easier. So that's one simple way to fix your stick. If it has too much or too little whip, either make the pocket shallower or deeper. This can be done by tightening up the bottom string, pull that down, and it's going to make your bottom or your pocket less deep, and let it loose a little bit, and it's going to make your pocket deeper. Another way is to add more double ups, add another diamond into the sidewall pattern, or take one out. That can make it shallower or deeper. So that's the first, simplest, and most basic way to adjust whip in your stick is pocket depth. So next up, we've got pocket placement. This is another easy way to adjust whip. It's not quite as easy because you don't just have to adjust the bottom string, you have to adjust your sidewall pattern, but it is probably one of the most effective. So generally, a pocket that is higher is going to have more whip, and that's because if this pocket is sitting up nice and high, the ball has to travel from up here to here. The depth of the pocket out to the scoop in a shorter distance, so you can see that incline of the pocket is much more steep. That's going to cause the ball to throw down more whip. So higher pocket means more whip. So if you want a little more whip in your stick, it's thrown a little high, you could shift some diamonds up in your pattern by using double ups and triple ups and one eyes, two eyes to make a higher pocket, and that'll give you a little bit more whip and a little bit more hold, but it'll also take away from the amount you're able to create a one-handed. So we're now moving into a mid-low, and a low pocket. Once you move the pocket lower in the head, this is going to give you less whip. You can see that the angle the ball has to release on is much more gradual, much more shallow, and you're going to have less whip. So lower pocket, less whip, higher pocket, more whip as a general rule. So the final easy way to adjust the whip in your pocket is shooting string type, style, and placement. So let's first talk about nylons. Nylons I usually string with sidewall. The ball tends to hit off them a little harder. You can either have weaved, barreled, or rolled. So weaved is going to have the hardest release, barreled a little softer, and rolled the softest. So you can add these, and I usually add them to give a little bit of snap to the ball, make it nice and tight up top, and make sure the ball doesn't hit the plastic. And you can add them in to make sure the ball snaps off exactly at the point you want where the nylons are. And then we've got U's. So as far as U's go, a wider U is going to have more whip, a more narrow U is going to have less. So here you see a 6-diamond U and a 4-diamond U that will have more whip than a 5-diamond U and a 3-diamond U. So the more diamonds across the top of the U, the more grab it's going to have on the ball, and the more whip it's going to give you. So you can see here's a stick, the Drew Westervelt replica that has a nylon, 2 straights, and a 4-diamond U. So this is going to give you a smoother release, only a single U, 4 points on it, and then 2 straights are going to be pretty low whip. So you can see here is a stick with 4 straights. This is going to have the least whip of any setup. Kept the bottom one very loose, and then they get tighter as you go up. It's going to have the smoothest release and the least whip. So a way to increase the whip with U's is to make them wider or move them down in the head. You can see these are lowered pretty far down in the pocket, so the ball is going to hit them sooner. It's going to cause it to release earlier and add a little bit more whip. So you can adjust the whip with the style of your shooting strings, the placement, and also what type they are, straights, U's, and how wide the U's are. So I hope this Theory Thursday helped you guys out a little bit. Now you should have a pretty good grasp on how to adjust whip in your stick. So if it's thrown high or it's thrown low, you know what to do to adjust it now. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future Theory Thursdays down in the comments. Like this if you liked it. Subscribe to our channel for string videos and tutorials, and have a great day.